I'm Emily Druby, and this is your current news update. Tonight, Governor Andrew Cuomo's lawyers have their hands full. The New York State Assembly's Judiciary Committee sent a letter to them saying the impeachment investigation is nearing completion. They're giving Cuomo a week to submit evidence before they wrap up their probe. Some of those lawmakers are his closest allies.
Governor Cuomo's got to go.
As New Yorkers weigh in,
Do the right thing. Resign.
state lawmakers dialing up the pressure.
The governor is not fit to do his job.
I believe that there is sufficient evidence to proceed with an impeachment proceeding.
The time for him to resign is right now.
At least 5 district attorneys have asked the Attorney General for investigative materials to determine if any of the conduct in this report is criminal. Cuomo denies ever touching anyone inappropriately, a statement finding little support among his accusers.
When there are 2 women, there are more than 2. We know from experience that it's not just one person, and that's why we need to believe every woman who makes these allegations.
The governor seems to be currently laying low, releasing COVID updates, but no further comments on the report. Meantime, the impeachment inquiry shifting into high gear. A majority of the state assembly members are saying they would vote to impeach the governor. Those articles of impeachment could be referred to the New York State Assembly as soon as next week. And what does your average New Yorker think? A new poll shows 59%, including 52% of registered Democrats, believe the governor should resign. Let's break it down further. Around 44% believe that Cuomo did something illegal, while 29% say he just did something unethical. 7% say he did nothing wrong. Most New Yorkers say there's bigger things to focus on, like getting New York City back to life and back to work. Catholic Charities Brooklyn and Queens continues to fight on the front lines, helping those still affected by the pandemic. CCBQ distributed 5,000 pounds of non-perishable foods and fresh produce to families at Blessed Sacrament Church in Brooklyn. New York City's unemployment rate has lagged behind other parts of the state. This summer, statistics show nearly 10% are still without a job to provide for their families. Across the country, nearly 400,000 Americans filed new unemployment claims last week. The jobless numbers come as nearly half of the states have already withdrew federal funds for the unemployed in an effort to encourage out-of-work residents to find a job. But with this recent dip, evidence shows that policy still hasn't paid off. What is surging? COVID cases in children. They're up 84% just weeks before school starts. A new study from the American Academy of Pediatrics shows nearly 75,000 new infections, up from nearly 40,000 reported the week prior. Since the pandemic began, 4.2 million children have tested positive. Now to the southern border, a Catholic Charities shelter in McAllen, Texas is 500% over capacity. In an effort to control the biggest migrant surge in more than 20 years, a temporary emergency shelter is going up there, housing those who have tested positive for the virus. It comes after the mayor's Monday declaration of a local disaster. Catholic Charities wants city officials and the federal government to offer more relief to help with the large number of migrants being dropped off. At the same time, a federal judge has temporarily blocked an order issued by the governor of Texas to halt transportation of migrants by anyone other than local or federal authorities following an incident with that Catholic Charities. The governor issued the order after authorities discovered a migrant family being aided by Catholic Charities at a fast food restaurant without masks, even though they were supposed to be in quarantine after testing positive. Now for some good news, Broadway is back. Tonight marks the first performance on the Great White Way in a year and a half. A new play called Passover is opening for previews at the August Wilson Theater. Remember, you'll have to be vaccinated if you plan to go. That is your current news update. The newscast will be back to its full length this fall when we move into our new studio. I'm Emily Druby. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news.